So what does it all mean? Does it mean that we are currently in end times? I think so. We're not going back to anything, and why would we want to? The only people who would want to go back to the way things were those who were benefiting. Those who were reaping the rewards out of controlling others, who were forcing conformity and compliance. Those are the people who want to go back to an old way of being. We can agree that it can never go back. And nor would we want to. And so this smell of sulphur and divine judgment and end times is something I 100% believe. But it's not coming from people. People's frequency. Hi, and welcome back. It is January 27th, 2026, and I was woken up this morning by a smell of sulfur that was so strong that I actually thought my house might be burning down. And when I woke up a bit more, I realized that no, it wasn't my house burning down. I was being woken as an answer to questions that I continue to have in a full circle moment. And it was tying back the religious context of so many of my early messages, of my experiences with angels, my finding a Bible in the woods, my seeing a massive angel in the sky with other angels elevating. So many different things I recorded and felt pushed to share are on this channel. And then it moved into more of a human behavioral perspective in relation to moving through and letting go of all of these constructs that we've been taught to live within. And so I wondered, how do the two things tie together? How do the original biblical connections in nature that I recorded and shared tie into these other experiences? And the only thing I could think of was that it was to support others who feel like they're going crazy as they move through a new level of awareness. And you can call it whatever you want, spiritual awakening, you can call it existential crisis or a midlife crisis, you can call it, like I said in one of my last videos, the aftermath of post-traumatic stress disorder and the complexities surrounding that. To normalize an abnormal environment that you are leaving and coming out of, to see things with fresh eyes in a new way, to help you make sense and put things into a framework that is more digestible, that you can work through and actually survive, rather than just feel like you're being suffocated by it, overwhelmed. And so this smell of sulfur this morning, I instantaneously asked, okay, what is this connected to? And immediately flashes, images, smells, sounds, all the things came in of seeing earthquakes, massive earthquakes on massive scales, of seeing volcanoes erupting, and obviously the disruptions we see with people, the emotional imbalances, the disintegration of an old paradigm, patriarchal, controlling power over, and how small that narrative was. The dismantling of that. And as we know, everything is interrelated and interconnected. That old system wants you to believe that it's like pieces. Because if you ever connect the dots that everything is connected, then it dismantles what their perceived power is built on. So the smell of sulphur and the messages and seeing these visions and seeing all of these things happen as a final moment, tying back the original, you are the seventh trumpet, seeing the revelations in the sky, finding the Bible in the woods, seeing images and visions in trees, having crows confirm and validate as messengers of the in-between. And so in looking up what sulphur means spiritually, the consensus is purification, transformation. It's embracing personal power. And in biblical contexts, it's brimstone, demonstrated in end times, divine judgment and destruction. And it feels eerie to me that I'm having this experience this morning, having woken up, have come out here to the woods to, again, recalibrate, balance ground, the only place where I feel that is possible for me. And so as I'm out here, I drive on this road. I don't remember ever driving on this little logging road. And I feel as though I should not let the dogs out right away, that it feels like I'm going to come across someone. So I keep the dogs in the truck the whole time. And sure enough, I get to the end and I'm stopped short of reaching the end of this road because I see a truck parked. But right before the truck is a tree. And in the tree, it looks like there's an upside down cross burned into it. And having read just today about what sulphur means and how it is the removal of what is called in the Christian Bible as demonic forces, and that demonic forces can also leave a smell of sulphur. And the stronger the smell of sulphur, the greater the demonic power. And the way I see that, demonic power and demonic, it's energy. It's really dense and heavy energy, which is toxic masculinity. Not a balanced masculinity, but one that is about powering over, controlling, removing voices from other people, forcing, not collaborating, with self-centered focus at the cost of everyone else. And so this idea that sulphur can be a representative of that demonic entity, energy, experience, and that in the Bible, end times, sulphur represents divine judgment and destruction. I feel compelled to connect the dots. From the beginning of my channel, until this experience now. So what do I believe about all of this? Tying back all of my experiences that I've had and the messages that I've shared, and even going back all those years ago to when I saw what appeared to be the end of things, I feel like, yes, this is end times. This is the end of kidding ourselves. This is the end of pretending like things are meant to be easy and that we can just sit back and things will be delivered to us without putting any form of attention or intention to it, of just taking what we want off the earth, of having transactional relationships that are one-sided. It's the end of all of that. It's the end of sucking energy out of people and places and experiences, but never replenishing. It's the end of all of that. It's stepping into our innate sense of being, our soul, our intuition, gut feeling, and growing from there. It's a time of authenticity and discernment. It's a time of proactive behavior rather than reactive. And it's a time of personal responsibility and growth. And before I say goodbye, I have to show you this tree. If you've noticed, I keep staring off and looking at this tree because it looks like a totem pole to me. It looks like a raven at the top, and it has faces all the way down, and so it's just been speaking to me this whole time. Sorry, I wasn't even looking at you. I will take you and show you, but first I'll show you through my window what I see and see if you can see it as well. Thanks for watching, everyone. And until next time, stay safe, stay connected, and we'll see you really soon. Bye.